Today's lesson, naming simple covalent molecules. One rule to keep in mind when naming covalent molecules is that the first element is going to be named simply its name, with a prefix that's going to be attached to it based on the number of atoms that are present of that element. The only hiccup is that elements that come first in a formula will not receive the mono prefix, and we'll get to some examples of that. The second element, this one in this case, is going to receive an "ide" ending, just like ionic compounds. So I'm going to go through this list of 6 examples to name these compounds. All right, and before I do, feel free to pause the video to see if you could name them correctly. The first one you may recognize as water. Take a second to try to name this now. Water is dihydrogen. There are 2 H's. Monoxide, 1 O. How about this? This is probably a molecule that you are familiar with. Take a second to name it yourself. This is carbon dioxide. This carbon does not receive the mono prefix because it is the first element named. Next, CH4. What is this called? Carbon Tetra Hydride. There are 4 H's. We're going to use this tetra prefix. Moving on. Here, there might be multiple of that first element. That's okay. This is diboron trifluoride. This next molecule is very similar to water, right? In terms of formula, not in terms of properties. You can swim in water. I highly recommend you do not swim in this molecule. What is its name? Take a second to figure that out yourself. Dihydrogen monosulfide. The last example of the day, here, take a second to name it yourself. This is boron trifluoride.